What's up guys, Seeker here from ProNDC. Welcome to another ESO build video. So today I have the Magicka Nightblade build for you for the veteran Maelstrom Arena for the Clockwork City DLC. So this is not my build, this is basically just what most Magicka Nightblades out there use for the veteran Maelstrom Arena. It's still very similar to what you used in the past. I wasn't sure like if you should still go with the monster set and still just like go like a 5-piece monster set piece and like a 4-piece with the Maelstrom stuff, and there's different ways of playing the Magicka Nightblade, and yeah, it's still very similar to what I presented on Homestead. So I will just quickly show you the stats here. So we have all points in Magicka, we are a high elf. Viable races are dark elf and high elf, and yeah, Breton also. But you will get most damage from High Elf and Dark Elf. I just prefer High Elf for the extra recovery. We use the Lover Stone, we use max health and max magic food, all points in Magicka, and that's pretty much it. So for the gear, I'm pretty sure in the Homestead I showed you the setup with Julianos instead of burning Spellweave. People asked me to update the build video for basically all my Maelstrom all my Maelstrom builds updated for all classes, and I will try to do that as quickly as possible, or like while Clockwork City is still the most recent patch. So I'm pretty sure I showed you the build with Julianos. I switched to Burning Spellweave because it provides more damage back then, even in Homestead, and we still use it. So Burning Spellweave is the set that we use here, all divines, all Magicka enchanted, gives us spell damage, Magicka, spell crits, and a 50% chance to get 525 more spell damage for 8 seconds, which of course gives us a lot of burst. That's really good. So we have a ton of burst with this set, and we get that from City of Ash 1 and 2. You can farm it. If you do not want to farm it, and if you do not have it, you can just use Julianos. I know there's a lot of people that say Burning Spellweave on the Nightblade is bad, because like uptime is bad. Most of them are referring to trials, not Maelstrom Arena. Like in Maelstrom Arena, it's really good. But I can tell you that when I do my tests, Burning Spellweave, even on my Nightblade, if you do it correctly, you get a 57 to 61% uptime on Burning Spellweave. People that claim that uptimes are bad usually do not have access to add-ons to actually like check if if the uptimes are actually bad. They only listen to what people say and cannot test it themselves. So do not get fooled by these people who claim Burning Spellweave is bad on the Nightblade. It's not true. So we combine that with Grothdar. That's the monster set of our choice. Usually you'd go with Slimecore on all other classes because you do not have Minor Berserk. But Grothdar, we have Minor Berserk on the Nightblade, so we use Grothdar instead, which gives us Magicka, and it also summons the flame pools, like the lava pools, that deal damage. Make sure you position yourself correctly between the enemies, so you hit multiple enemies with the lava pool. And if it procs in a boss fight, get close to the boss. Do not stay out of range. You will waste some damage here. We combine that with Willpower, of course Arcane, all spell damage, and then we combine it with the Asylum's Perfected Infernal Staff and the Maelstrom's Infernal Staff, both infused, flame damage on the front and spell damage on the back. So this one is a little bit hard to get. You get this from Asylum Centaurium, and you only get this from hard mode. There is another way to get it. If Asylum Centaurium is the weekly trial, you can get yourself on the leaderboards, and if you are on the leaderboards by the end of the week, you get a guaranteed drop of a perfected Asylum weapon. Now you have to, what you should do is get as many characters as possible into the weekly leaderboards. Only the weekly leaderboards are important for that, and you will get, for every character that's in leaderboards, you will get a perfected weapon, which is really nice. So that's what you should do to get the weapon, because like most people will complain like, hey, I do not have the weapon, what should I do? I will give you an alternative in a couple minutes. So we used this one with the flame damage glyph. The flame damage glyph is another source for of flame damage for our burning spell weave proc, and it's really important that you put a flame damage glyph here. Then we have the Maelstrom's Inferno Staff. Some people said like, isn't it stupid to post a Maelstrom build with Maelstrom weapons? Well, this is just like the setup that you use to get the most damage and to get top scores. If you do not have one, I will give you an alternative in a minute. So these are the weapons of our choices. If you do not have the perfect one, you can still use the regular one. That's also a possibility. We get all status effects with every second cast of Force Shock. Here it's every third cast of Force Shock with a non-perfect version. Every status effect has a dot component, like a damage component. So this deals a lot of burst, which is really, really good for the Maelstrom Arena. And on top of that, like concussion applies minor vulnerability, so 8% more damage taken for the enemy. And that is also really, really important for doing more damage in Maelstrom Arena. If you do not have the Asylum perfected staff, but you have a Maelstrom staff, what you can do is, of course, go either with Moon Dancer or go with Infel staff with jewelry pieces. So like either for Moon Dancer here, jewelry and a staff, or Infel either here, jewelry and a staff. That's one option. If you do not have the Maelstrom or the perfected staff, you could either just replace it with random saves, or what you can do is where for Moon Dancer through jewelry pieces and a body piece and 2 Juliano staves, or Infallible Ether, or you can also use, if you do not have access to Trials gear, you could go with Vicious Death, which is this one here. It gives you spell damage, Magicka and spell crit. Really, really good for the Nightblade. So you can wear like 3 jewelry pieces, a body piece, Juliano staves, Grothar and Julianos on the body, and then you're good to go as a complete beginner. If you do not use the Asylum staff, you want to switch your skills a little bit, because of course we use Force Pulse as the main spammable skill for the Asylum staff. If you do not use it, we want to replace Force Pulse with Eladrain. So if you do not have the Asylum staff and we use like Infallible Ether, we can just use Elemental Drain, because we need a Destro ability on the front bar because of the Ancient Knowledge passive. Flame staff increases your damage done with single target abilities by 8%. If you do not have this ability, it's not active. But because we use an Asylum staff in our setup, we just put Force Pulse here, so we're good to go. Then as a second skill, we have Merciless Resolve. This gives us minor berserk. Try to keep it up as often as possible, and with every 5th light attack we can shoot a spectral bow, dealing a ton of damage. Really good for burst. Then we have funnel health here. So we do not have a lot of healing because we use Force Pulse as the main spammable ability. If you do not have the Asylum staff, use funnel health. Well, actually not funnel health. Swallow Soul as the main spammable ability. The thing is, my Swallow Soul is at rank 1, so funnel health will deal a little bit more damage, and I don't really care. You want to actually use the other morph, but it's still fine to go with funnel health. I don't have any issues sustaining. Like Swallow Soul will give you minor vitality, and you get like 8% more healing if I remember correctly. This will heal an ally, but you're alone, so it's not like ideal for Maelstrom Arena. Then we have Impale as our Execute. So if the target is below 25%, we use this. And we have, for sustain, we have an ability here. Which is it? When an enemy dies within 2 seconds of being damaged by one of your assassination abilities, you restore 1.8k Magicka or stamina, whichever maximum is higher. So we restore Magicka by killing people with Impale or Merciless Resolve. Both are assassination abilities. Really important. Then we have Inner Light here for more max Magicka. And Soul Harvest on the front bar, because it gives us more crit. Increases your weapon spell critical rating by 438 for each assassination ability. That's 2% per ability. And while slotted, anytime you kill an enemy, you gain 10 ultimate. Really, really important. we kill most things because we have our strongest abilities here. Most of the enemies are killed on the front bar. So we gain 10 ultimate, and we get ultimate really, really fast. On the back bar, we use the Fiery Rage, the Destruction Staff ability, the ultimate ability. Don't have to say a lot about this. It's really important to have this. It's expensive, but as I said, you gain ultimate really, really fast. Then we have our shield, Harness Magicka. I'm still not confident enough to play without a shield. If you do not need a shield, what you could do is, of course, go with the Crippling Grasp here and replace this skill. But I do not want that. And the thing is, except for bosses and mini-bosses, like, enemies die so fast that Crippling Grasp doesn't really give you any benefit. Like, you apply it and they just die like 1 second later, so it's like wasted Magicka, because this one is quite expensive with 2.9k. Harness Magicka, of course, being more expensive with 4.1. So we try to shield, like try to avoid shielding as much as possible. Then we have Rearming Trap here. So we put that down before the round starts on one spot. It roots enemies and it also gives us minor force. We do not do it. We do not use it for the damage it does, but for the buffs that we get. What's really important and also really crucial if you want to go for top scores, to root some enemies to like keep them away from you, or keep them like trapped inside of your dots. And the dots being Refreshing Path and Blockade of Fire. So Refreshing Path heals us every second for 1.2k. If we're standing in it, and that's really important because most of the time I try to use Force Pulse because it's just stronger than Funnel Health. It's also more important, but yeah, the faster you kill enemies, the less issues with sustain you have. And the thing is, for the Destruction Staff, we have Destruction Expert. You restore 3.6k Magicka when you kill an enemy with the Destruction Staff ability. So if Force Pulse kills an enemy, you get even more Magicka than with Impale. That's really important. So we try to use Force Pulse quite a bit instead of Final Health. And we try to get the healing from Refreshing Path. Blockade of Fire is really important and really strong, because this activates the Maelstrom Staff set bonus. So we deal more damage with our light attacks and heavy attacks. And burning enemies take 20% more damage from this ability. So this is really strong, and it gets even stronger combined with the Asylum Staff, because we apply burning quite a lot. So how do you actually play this? So what I usually do, like, or what you should do if you do not feel comfortable with the Asylum Staff and not having constant healing, just use Funnel Health at the start of the round, or Swallow Soul. This will give you a healing every 2 seconds for the next 10 seconds. So you can use this once at the start of the round, and then just keep on going with Force Pulse. And if this runs out, just use it one more time, and then keep on going with Force Pulse. Reapply your dots, put them down where enemies spawn, and that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, before I forget, the last ability that also heals us a bit, Siphoning Attacks. Causing your light and heavy attacks to heal you for 1.5k, and restore 106 Magicka for 20 seconds. Restore 4,270 additional Magicka when the effect ends, based on the length of the time Siphoning Attack was active. Siphoning Attacks was active. It's really cheap, only 973 Magicka, gives us additional healing, so we can do more damage with Force Pulse, and we do not need to use Funnel or Swallow Soul. That's pretty good. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's go to champion points. So for champion points, I'm not sure if this is the best CP setup, but this is just like how I set it up. I actually sprint quite a bit in Maelstrom Arena, so I put some points here. I have 13 into Warlord, 75 onto Arcanist for more recovery, 56 into Tenacity. Then I have 14 to Tumbling and 14 to Shadow Ward, because I still dodge roll quite a bit and block quite a bit. For the red tree, I currently have 61 Ironclad, 18 to Spell Shield, 49 Hardy, 49 L Defender, 34 into Thick Skin, 19 into Quick Recovery. For the blue tree, I have 56 into Thaumaturge. We do not use Exploiter because we do not have the Blockade of Storms, so we don't need as many points here. We have 56 into Mastered Arms because we have a lot of direct damage. 25 into Spell Erosion, 49 into Ally Expert, and 44 into Elfborn. And I'm not sure if this is a little bit too much. actually. But yeah, because we do not have elemental drain, I think this should still be okay. Anyway, that's it for the setup. That's it for the build. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section down below. And if you do not want to miss any more ESO content, just hit the subscribe button. It'd be really nice. I will try to update the other classes too. I might even upload a Stamina Warden Maelstrom build, at least the one that I'm using, and it's actually quite fun. I really suck at Stamina. I can only play the Stamina Sword because it's easy as hell. But yeah, I might even upload that if you're interested in it, and I will also try to update the Mag Sword soon. Yeah, so guys, I hope you tune in next time too. Until then, bye bye.